In this tutorial, I'll show you how I reverse engineered the lighting for this shot to create a stunning Wednesday Addams portrait. So let's get started. Hey, Jeahn here with Luma University. I'm so glad you're here to join me in creating an amazing portrait inspired by Wednesday, the viral character from Netflix's reboot of The Addams Family. My goal for this shoot is to show you that if you understand light, you can look at any image and know how it was done. More or less. So there were a ton of challenges in this one, but I am going to walk you through my process of assessing and testing exactly how to replicate this scene. I really want to create a portrait that is both true to the character and visually stunning, so we'll see how it goes. So looking at this shot, I already think I have a good idea about how it was lit, but I want to test my theories first. To break scenes like this down, I like to figure out one light at a time. The background is a purple gradient, so I know that it was probably a gelled light, obviously, with a standard reflector coming from low down. Now looking at the density yet softness of the shadows on the face, it gives me the indication that this was shot with either a parabolic reflector or a beauty dish. The position of this light is really important because if it's too far away, the light spill on my background will be an issue. But if it's too close, the catch light will be too soft. So I just need to tweak the position of this light and then look at the reference, and there we go. The edge lights might be tricky because it looks like to me they used two lights on each side. One tighter light, maybe with a grid to highlight the hair, and one longer light to highlight the arms and shoulders. Now I only have 4 lights in total, so I'll have to come up with a solution that uses only one light per side. I think just a couple of standard bulbs will do the trick. We'll see. Okay, I think that's it, at least for the actual lighting positions. Let's go over the supplies we're gonna need. I found this dress on Amazon, and of course it's a must-have piece of kit for Wednesday's wardrobe. It's like pretty much her character. I ordered it with a few different sizes just to make sure that I had one that fits my model. I'll be using my smooth gray background with a purple gel to create a gradient of light behind her. Although their background has some texture to it, I think this ultra smooth look will be just fine for the final result. To achieve the desired lighting effect, I'm gonna use a focus umbrella as the key light. This will create sparkly highlights and punchy contrast while maintaining shadow softness. You could also get this effect with a beauty dish, but I don't have one. I'll use a couple of standard bulbs for the edge lights with gels creating purple glow around her hair and shoulders. So I wanted to share with you real quick the gels that I used for the shoot because it's actually kind of interesting how it works. So the background light, obviously I want to be purple, and I used the Lee 126 color. It's this nice purple, but the purple had a little bit too much red in it, a little too pink. And I was just racking my brain of how I could try to fix this. And I realized that if I shift the white balance more blue, it gets rid of that pink hue and becomes a richer purple, but then the key light would obviously be too blue. So to compensate, on the key light, I put in some CTO gels, color temperature orange. Hey, Jeahn from the future here, and I just wanted to say that I realize now in hindsight that I could have just put a CTB or color temperature blue gel onto the background light and stacked the gels, but hey, this is a more fun solution anyway, so let's continue on. But when I white balance to this, it makes my camera balance bluer, so this looks neutral, and that gets rid of the pink hue in this gel, which is really cool. So then something else to think about is these side lights or hair lights. I was originally going to use the same gel, but I realized when they reflect off of human skin, they're way too pink because skin has kind of a reddish hue to it. So to match the background, which is gray, I had to make these gels a little bluer, and the way I did that actually was just simply using a different color. So that's kind of the interesting thing about the gels. Let me know if you want me to make a more in-depth video on gels and color balance, because I think there's a lot of really cool tricks you could do with it. Okay, so our model has shown up. This is Serenity, say hi. And we're gonna go ahead and try to get the shoot done. I'll show you some behind the scenes stuff. It should be pretty straightforward, but I'm just trying to really capture the essence of who Wednesday Addams is, kind of. So we'll see how it goes. That's a wrap. Thankfully, the pre-visualization was strong enough that we didn't have to tweak the lighting too much. It all worked out pretty much as planned, and that's the power of understanding the physics of light. And I have to say, Serenity nailed the expression and the posing, and I think we got a pretty awesome shot. So huge thank you to Serenity for your help, and now it's time to bring it into Photoshop and see what we can do. All right, so I'm just gonna speed through this process and I'll explain to you what I'm doing. So first and foremost, I did a little bit of cleanup with the spot healing brush just to get rid of any stray hairs and specks on the dress. Then I went into frequency separation, which I have a tutorial on linked below, so you can check that out. And I just cleaned up all the texture on the skin and everywhere else, and then blended everything together, got the colors all nice and smooth. And then I went in and did a little bit of specialty work. So I tried to do a little bit of liquify on the face just to kind of make it a little more childlike, because this is a more fantasy thing, so I didn't necessarily have to keep true to the model's actual look. And then I went in and selected the lips and made the colors of that a little bit better. The screen recording crashed, so I don't have that part in here. But we did end up doing a little bit of tweaking and just really dialing everything in to perfectly match the original photo. And it may seem like a lot of work, but really the tweaks were pretty minor because the lighting was so dialed in. And yeah, here's the final result. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did. If you want to learn more tips and tricks like this, be sure to sign up for my email list over at lumauniversity.com to receive exclusive content, including my free portrait lighting guide. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the shot and if you have any questions or other ideas for future photo shoots. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell so that you don't miss any future videos, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.